A group of Russian saboteurs attempted to enter Pokrovsk in Donetsk Region 18, but Ukrainian soldiers eliminated the enemy, reported Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Oleksandr Syrskyi. The general said he had briefed the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenski, on the operational situation at the front. The focus was primarily on the Pokrovsk and Novopavlivka directions, where Ukrainian defenders are courageously holding back the enemy. The enemy continues to use small infantry group tactics, but they are powerless in their attempts to capture Pokrovsk. An enemy sabotage and reconnaissance group attempted to break into the city, but was detected and destroyed by Ukrainian defenders. Our Pokrovsk continues to hold the line with resilience, Syrskyi emphasized. He also noted that, together with Defense Minister Denys Shmyhal, they had reported on requests from Ukrainian troops for additional weapons, particularly those capable of carrying out long-range strikes on enemy territory. In the Pokrovsk direction, Russian forces have recently been increasingly using small infantry groups and motorized vehicles, while using armored vehicles much less frequently, stated Captain Artem Sholudko, an officer with the Spartan Brigade. According to him, the Russians are constantly changing their combat tactics in an attempt to adapt to battlefield conditions and avoid losses from Ukrainian defenses. Currently, the enemy more often uses small infantry units in combination with motorized and regular vehicles. The Russians have been changing their tactics for several days now. They're using more of a mixed approach, either on foot, motorbikes, or with regular vehicles. Cases where they use armored vehicles have become much rarer, even statistically, he said. The Russian forces have placed special focus on using motorized vehicles, such as motorcycles and quad bikes, to move assault groups quickly. However, this tactic has its downsides. Due to the exposed and vulnerable nature of these vehicles, Russian manpower losses remain high. According to Sholudko, reconnaissance under the responsibility of the Spartan Brigade is operating effectively. Enemy infantry groups are being detected during their concentration or movement phases. This allows Ukrainian defenders not to wait for them to approach their positions, but to determine the method of destruction in advance. We track enemy infantry almost from the same spot where they had previously gathered. In other words, we use long-range reconnaissance to monitor them. We try to avoid situations where our own infantry is the first to report enemy presence in front of our positions, because it's a surprise and we no longer work that way. The enemy is identified in advance, and then a decision is made on how exactly to eliminate them and what their fate will be. The officer explained.
Firefighters in Spain tackling wildfires across southern and central Spain on Saturday as hot and dry weather conditions continue. According to Associated Press, firefighters were able to set a perimeter around a blaze in the Spanish province of Alicante, and a fire in the municipality of Ibiza started Friday at a religious community, official sources said. The country's Military Emergencies Unit, UME, has joined forces with local firefighters to help extinguish the flames. UME is also working at a fire in the municipality of Navalluenga, in the autonomous region of Castilla y León. There are several potential areas which, despite not showing visible flames, could reactivate due to adverse meteorological conditions this weekend, including winds and high temperatures. Large parts of Spain are under heat and fire warnings, with temperatures on Thursday reaching 37 degrees Celsius in Madrid. Europe is the world's fastest warming continent, with temperatures increasing at twice the speed as the global average since the 1980s, according to the European Union's Copernicus Climate Change Service. Scientists warn that climate change is exacerbating the frequency and intensity of heat and dryness, which makes places more vulnerable to wildfires.
Sí, que hay zonas que son islas que se quemarán o habrá que ver. Pero vale.
A vehicle rammed into a crowd of people waiting to enter a nightclub along a busy boulevard in Los Angeles early Saturday, injuring 30 people. According to Associated Press, victims were transported to local hospitals and trauma centers, according to Captain Adam Van Jerpen, public information officer for the Los Angeles City Fire Department. At least 3 were in critical condition after being injured along Santa Monica Boulevard in East Hollywood, the fire department said in a statement. Van Jerpen told ABC that a line of people, the majority female, were waiting to enter a nightclub when they were struck by a vehicle that also hit a taco truck and valet stand. Paramedics discovered that one of the patients had a gunshot wound, Van Jerpen said. People inside the club came out to help in the minutes before emergency crews arrived, he said, to help the victims. They were all standing in line going into a nightclub. There was a taco cart out there, so they were getting some food, waiting to go in. And there's also a valet line there, he said. The valet podium was taken out, the taco truck was taken out, and then a large number of people were impacted by the vehicle.